Hi guys, and welcome back to Ask a Lawyer channel. How are you today? I have 4 new stories for you, all about entitled family. Let's go to the first one, about an evil stepmother who stole OP's hard-earned money to go on vacation to Miami. Why stepmothers are always so evil. Enjoy the stories, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't be shy to leave a comment. The title basically sums it up. I, 17 female, currently live with my father, 56, stepmother, 37 female, and my sister, 11 female. My dad and biological mother are estranged, and my stepmother has been married to my father for around 3 years now. She has always been extremely controlling, manipulative, and extremely critical of me and my mother's side of the family. I've been working since I was 15, babysitting, working at fast food chain, cleaning pools, to save up to buy my grandfather's 78 male old Jeep off of him. When I told my parents, stepmom and father, about this, they told me that it was a waste of money because I wouldn't even drive it, and that it was too expensive for me. I take the city bus to work every day at 4 a.m., and I take it back home after my shift ends at around 2 p.m. So yes, I would love to drive instead. I had saved up around $9,000 in my account, and I have been withdrawing cash from my account after work since May to collect and eventually deliver to my grandfather. My stepmother has access to my account, and a couple days ago, she withdrew the last $7,000-ish from my account, bought 3 plane tickets to Miami, and literally just took off with all of my savings. I'm just sitting in my room still in shock. I don't even know what to do anymore. I called my dad, and he told me that it was her money to take because she is my mother, and that money is hers just as much as it is yours. They left me $50 taped to the fridge and the address of the Airbnb they're staying at, in case of an emergency. I have around $1,500 stuffed under my mattress, so at least I have something left to use. I don't know what I should do. My mom lives 7-hour drive away. We live in New Jersey, she lives in Ohio. And she has another family that I've never met before. I don't even know if she wants me to come. My grandfather lives in a retirement resort, if that's what you even call them, so I don't know if I could even stay there. I need help. Edit 1. I forgot to mention that we have a dog at home, so I don't think I would be able to go to my bio-mom's house and leave him at home. I don't have anyone to take care of him. I talked to my grandfather over the phone, and he decided to contact the police in my area about the theft of my money and child abandonment. I am currently typing this as I am walking with my dog to my cousin's, 20 female, apartment, who agreed to let me stay for the time being. I stuffed everything I need right now into a backpack and a few bags. I also grabbed my passport plus birth certificate and all the documents I could find. I can't find any of the money that was withdrawn from my account in the house, but at least I have the $1,000+ that I keep hidden in my room. I also will have my job. I'm still in shock over this whole situation. Luckily, my 18th birthday is in 2 months, so hopefully I can permanently move out of my father's house as soon as possible. Edit 2. I made it to my cousin's house. Yes, I brought the dog, and I was able to call my dad. He said that they are not coming back until July 11th, and that they are disappointed in me for stealing their money. He said that when they get back, they want the rest of the $1,500 that I stole from my stepmother. Again, the money in that account is literally all my money. I was the only person depositing in that account, and I only ever withdrew when I was going to pay for the car. I honestly am at a loss. I haven't told them where I'm at yet, but I don't think I'm going to go back home. I called into work and explained my financial situation to my manager. She said I could take the next couple of days off to figure it out. My cousin is going to drive me out to see my grandpa, so hopefully he can set me up a new bank account to deposit my checks in. I was trying to contact my sister, and I was texting her for a couple of hours until my number was blocked. I assume stepmom did this. She is just as confused and upset as I am. I think OP's father doesn't deserve to be called a father. He and stepmother are both horrible human beings. I hope they will get their karma one day. In my opinion, OP needs to report a theft as soon as possible and open a new bank account as soon as she turns 18. Also, I would go no contact as soon as possible. I hope police will help OP to get her money back. I'll try to keep this short, but I might ramble as I'm very hurt by this entire situation and might just need to get some feelings out. Wednesday morning, my mom kicked me out of the house and told me I needed to be out by Friday. She did this to prevent her husband from divorcing her. My mom's husband has never liked me or my sister, 16. They've been together for 9 years and have a 4-year-old son together. Neither me or my sister are his kids, and for some reason, he just resents us for it. He made it vocal to me that he couldn't wait for my 18th birthday so they could put me out. Whenever I told my mom this, she'd always say that he's just joking or that they would never do that to me. I graduated from high school last May and took a gap year to work and save up so I don't have to be in excruciating debt. My mom's husband wanted me out after graduation, but my mom said that I could stay as long as I was working and put a little money towards utilities and food for the family. I did this and worked 3 jobs and made some pretty good money. Early Wednesday morning, I was getting stuff ready for work and I realized my debit card is gone. I have no idea where it went, but when I checked my balance, I was missing nearly $600 used at various gas stations, liquor stores, and men's stores at our local mall. I had went running Sunday evening without my full wallet, and I had MLK Day off and didn't use it. I took a personal day Tuesday and also had no reason to use it. It had been stolen for 3 days, and my dumbass didn't realize it. I knew what happened. I'm not that stupid to lose only 1 card. I knew that a-hole stole it. He denied it and said to check everywhere before I started accusing people of stealing. I found it under the bottom drawer of my dresser. I told him where the money was spent in front of the whole family, and he continued to deny it. My mother even said that maybe someone had stolen my PIN number, but we both knew it was a lie, and I told her I knew her husband did it. He responded by telling me to grab my stuff, leave my mother's house, and don't come back. My mom intervened and said that I should just go to my room. Her husband then said it was either the lying freeloader or him. I went up to my room confident that it was me staying, and my mom told me that I needed to move out by Friday. I was heartbroken, more heartbroken than I have ever been before. My mother, the woman that birthed me and raised essentially without any help for years, was putting me out so she could keep her husband. My sister said she would come with me. I told her to stay and that if they did the same to her in 2 years, that she was welcome to come stay with me wherever I'll be. She gave me some money she had been saving up and I was out Friday morning. I'm currently staying with a friend, so I'm not homeless, but my heart has still been shattered. If I couldn't trust my own mother, who can I trust? My world has been shattered and I don't know what to do anymore. Update. I was able to find out that my mom's husband was in fact the one who stole from me. I didn't go to the police. I did some thinking, and my mom's husband is the breadwinner. If something were to happen to him, they'd lose a lot of their income. This would surely put my sister and my mom's other son in a very bad position. I went to all the stores and explained to them my situation, and most of them wouldn't let me see security tapes. One manager was really sweet and said she'd look over them and look for the guy I described to her. She was able to find him on the day of the charge, and that pretty much solidified everything. I went back to my mom's house and told her everything. She still tried to defend her husband and told me that he may have been there that day and it could be a misunderstanding. I don't get why she is like this. I'm her son, and she still trusts some guy over me. I confronted her husband and told him everything, and he admitted to it. He justified it by saying that I've been living off of them for the last few years and have stolen more than $600 from him, which is complete BS since I've been paying rent to them. I told him that if I didn't have my money back, that I would go to the police about what he did. My mom eventually paid me back and invited me back to live with them. I'm guessing that since they can't force my 16-year-old sister and my mom's infant son to pay rent or help pay for food, they need me back. I rejected that offer, and I'll be living with my friend and her family until August when I start college. Funnily enough, the people that I'm not even blood related to want me to save my money and aren't having me pay rent, something my own mother wouldn't do. I've been sending some money to my sister. She's the only family that I have left, and I want to make sure she is taken care of, something my mom and her husband won't do. That's pretty much it. I feel so sorry for OP. It broke my heart reading this. What a trash of a mother she is. OP should go no contact with her and take his sister with him when she is old enough. Stepfather should be grateful OP didn't go to the police. And yes, of course they want OP back because they need OP's money. That is so disgusting. OP should also make sure that they are not taking the money from OP's sister that he is sending to her. Myself, 37 female, and my sister, 26 female, had a traumatic upbringing. Not going into the details there, our parents were unfit to take care of my sister anymore when she was around 13. Since none of our other relatives wanted to take care of her, it fell on me to take custody over her. I love my sister even now, but I can't lie and say there was no resentment even back then. It hurt that I had to juggle the infancy of my career with the moodiness of my teen sister, along with all the responsibilities that came with taking care of another person when I could barely take care of myself. The fact that she got to get out of the situation before she reached 18, a privilege I didn't get to have, contributed to my resentment. It didn't help that she had delinquent tendencies that often had me going around town picking her up from trouble. A couple years after she moved in with me, my longtime boyfriend at the time moved in to help me out as well. He was much better at handling her mood swings and keeping her behavior stable. He was the most important person to me at the time, and encouraged me in my career and helped keep me happy, even though my life wasn't exactly at the place I wanted it to be at the time. I honestly thought we were going to get married. Then, a couple weeks after my sister turned 18, they left me. Both of them just up and disappeared with each other one day. They robbed me of my car and some of my other belongings and vanished without a word. Needless to say, I was devastated, and it took years of support from friends and therapy to accept what had happened. Very recently, I want to say a month ago, however, my sister just suddenly reappeared. After 8 years of nothing, she found where I was living and messaged me about wanting to speak. I accepted her offer to meet up, and she came over for a coffee. It was eerie seeing her again. I assumed I was never going to see her again, so she was more or less dead to me. She told me a lot about what she was feeling now and what she was feeling back then. The gist is, she understands she made a lot of mistakes, but she doesn't want to lose the only family she has. I'll be blunt and say I wasn't receptive to what she was saying. I finally let out a lot of resentment I had towards her, and the anger I felt when she took the person I loved away from me. My rant at her ended with me basically saying that she already walked away from her family, and she was dumb for thinking I was just going to waste all these years waiting on her. She seems to have understood, so she left again. That was that, and I again haven't heard from her since. My current boyfriend thinks I should have tried harder with her, but in my eyes, she's a grown-ass woman and no longer my responsibility, nor am I someone who can fix her. He said plain simply that he thought I was being unreasonable, and now he's pretty annoyed with me. So I guess now I'm here to get more assessments. Edit. Just to make some things clear. My ex was 29 when he moved in with me. I don't believe it was possible he was grooming her. I was with him before my sister moved, so I knew him before she was a factor. My sister and him are no longer together. She did try to apologize. To be frank, I don't forgive her. My boyfriend is annoyed because of some personal family drama of his own that my situation reminds him of. I'm not breaking up with him over this, and he treats me generally well. My sister didn't ask for anything when we saw each other. She just talked about everything from then and a little bit of what she has been doing. I didn't report them at the time when they robbed, because I guess some part of me was hoping they'd come back even after it all. In my opinion, it's OP's boyfriend who is being unreasonable. Maybe he doesn't understand how much pain OP went through. She was betrayed by the two closest people in her life. To take her back and forgive her is to risk that she's gonna hurt OP again. OP needs to explain to her boyfriend what she went through and that she doesn't want her old wounds to reopen and that she is much better and happier without her sister in her life. My mother died of ovarian cancer when I was 6. Our dad remarried a few years later, and I've always seen my stepmom as my mom, although I do have some memories of my mother that I try to hold on to. When she was sick, our grandparents came to live with us, and my vague memories of that time mainly involve them, or occasionally getting to visit my mom in the hospital. My memories of her before she was sick are really vague, little kid memories, being read to, getting to meet my sister for the first time, having a popsicle on the porch with her, but I've always held on to them really closely, and at all the important moments in my life, I felt like my mom was watching over me. My grandma is moving into a smaller house after a bad fall, and I helped clean out her attic and finish up with packing. She had several boxes of my mother's things that she'd kept to remember her, but hadn't touched. Some clothes, family jewelry, old sketchbooks, things like that, and said I should go through it and keep what I wanted or thought my sister would want. I found some diaries of hers in the box with the sketchbooks and was really excited to read them. Before I got home, I called my sister and told her about them and promised she could read them after me. I thought they'd be a good way to find out more about our mom and actually get to know her, as they were started shortly after I was born. Well, I was wrong. My mother apparently really struggled after I was born, and for the first year of my life, there's barely anything positive. She repeatedly writes about how hard I was as a baby, how she dreads holding my name, how life was now a constant chore she hated, and says that she wishes she never had children, how she wants to run away, etc. My milestones, like learning to walk, which my dad always talks about as something wonderful that he was so excited to see, are written about as future things to annoy my mom. My name started walking today. I know soon she'll be running around pulling down everything. I know it must have been hard for my mom, being a stay-at-home mom in a rural area with my dad at work for most of the day. But it's so painful to read pages and pages about how much my mom had to grin and bear it or suck it up in order to have fun with us, of how annoying we were and how she wanted to scream at us constantly, but instead would just cry outside. And the fact that she also has pages of writing about how much she loves the ducks that she raised or how excited she is about our veggie garden just makes it hurt even more. Because if those things made her happy, why couldn't we? She apparently hated being pregnant with my sister as well, and wrote that she considered abortion many times. But my dad was so excited, and she thought maybe I'd behave better with a little sibling to play with. It honestly seems like the only reason she didn't leave our family is because she loved our dad so much. I feel heartbroken, and I don't know how to deal with this. My sister is staying overnight at a friend's house right now, but I know when she gets back, she's going to ask me about reading the diaries. She remembers less about our mom than I do. But we've both always remembered having a happy childhood with her, and I know this would hurt her so much. What do I do? Who should I turn to about this? I think OP needs to tell her sister that she got upset about what she read in their mom's diary and suggest to her sister not to read it. She already told her sister that she has the diary, so there is no way out from giving it to her. Unless sister will not want to read it herself. Yes, truth hurts, but sometimes we need to accept that. Also, OP should focus on the fact that diaries are a place where people vent when they're feeling really angry or upset. Also, from the sounds of it, it sounds like OP had a good childhood with her, which supports the fact that maybe she was just venting in the diaries, but every day was fine overall.